Good afternoon, all the investors and analysts. It's my proud privilege to share with you the results of Q3 of REC Limited. Last year, you must have observed that our asset under management had grown at the rate of 13%. It had grown from 3,85,000 crore to 4,35,000 crore in the last financial year. But in the current financial year, our asset under management is growing at the rate of 20%. Our asset under management at the end of Q3, as on 31st December 2023, stands at 4,97,466 crore. If we compare year-on-year basis, our asset under management has grown by 21%, because our asset under management at the end of 31st December 2022 were 4,11,000 crore, 4,11,148 crore. With regard to sanctions, there is phenomenal increase in the approvals accorded to different projects. Last year, in the entire year, total projects sanctioned or approved were to the tune of about 2,68,000 crore. In the current financial year, in 9 months itself, we exceeded last year's 12 months performance. At the end of 31st December 2023, our total approvals and sanctions stand at around 3,25,941 crore. That is year-on-year basis, an increase of 69%. With regard to disbursement, the last year, the entire year, our disbursement was about 97,000 crore. This we have already exceeded in the month of November, and at the end of 31st December 2023, our total disbursement stands at 1,22,089 crore, and we are committed and we are 100% confident that in the current financial year, our total disbursement by the end of 31st March 2024 will cross 1,50,000 crore. Our total income in the first 9 months has grown by 19%. Total income is in the first 9 months is 34,571 crore as compared to 29,129 crore in the last financial year first 9 months. The profit after tax has also grown by 24% in the first 9 months. Last year, in the first 9 months, our profit after tax was 8,054 crore. At the end of 31st December 2023, our profit after tax stands at 10,003 crore, signifying a growth of about 24%. Our net worth has increased by 18% on year-on-year basis at the end of 31st December. Now our net worth has increased from 54,840 crore as at the end of 31st December 2022 to 64,787 crore at the end of 31st December 2023. Our capital adequacy ratio is quite comfortable at 28.21%. Our margin have increased to 2.78%, and our net interest margin is about 3.52%. Our gross and net NPA have gone down. At the end of Q2, our net NPA was 0.96%. Now, at the end of 31st December 2023, our net NPA stands at around 0.82%. Here, I would like to mention that at the beginning of 2018-19, we had total 36 stage assets. Out of these 36 stage assets, we already resolved 20 stage assets. In Q3, we have resolved 3 assets: Dance Energy, Meenakshi Energy, and Classic Global. And the remaining 16 projects are also at a different stages of resolution, and we are quite confident that we'll be able to resolve those stressed assets by the year 2025. Another distinguishing feature is that our no new NPA has been added into our KT in the last 8 quarters, and we hope to maintain this track record. The major shift or focus area for us is renewable energy projects now, more so because Honorable Prime Minister yesterday has announced PM Suryodaya Yojana, that is rooftop solar mission has been launched to cover 1 crore household for a period of 1 year. Ministry of New and Renewable Energy is the nodal ministry for implementation of this rooftop solar scheme, and MNRE has designated REC as the overall program implementation agency, and they have given us the target to cover 40,000 megawatt capacity of rooftop solar by the end of 2026. It is a huge responsibility on REC, and it is quite complex task, but as you might have seen our track record, we were able to successfully complete 100% village electrification as well as 100% household electrification through the 2 flagship schemes of Government of India, that is Din Dayal Gram Jyoti Yojana scheme and Saubhagya scheme. So we are committed to implement 1 crore household by rooftop solar within 1 year under rooftop solar mission. And by the end of 2026, we are committed to commission 40,000 megawatt capacity from rooftop solar. The asset under management we are targeting is 10 lakh crore by the end of 2030. And we are quite confident that at the end of this current financial year, our asset under management will cross more than 5 lakh 10,000 crore. And now with a renewed focus on renewable energy sector, our renewable energy portfolio is bound to increase. In the current financial year, we have sanctioned renewable projects, including large hydro, amounting to about 1,25,000 crore. Our renewable energy portfolio, we are targeting to increase it to about 3 lakh crore. That would be about 30% of our asset under management by the year 2013. Government of India has also allowed us to diversify into non-power infrastructure and logistics. That also will be giving a priority area. And we have already started financing electromechanical components of refineries, steel plants. We have started financing metro project, railways, projects of MMRDA, the road and highway projects of MSRDC, this like Mumbai-Pune Expressway, Kagal-Satara Road, Ganga Expressway. So we are looking for financing airport projects, ports, IT infrastructure, data center, super specialty hospital. But one thing that we are ensuring is that asset quality should be good and revenue cash flow should be ensured so that there is 100% payment security mechanism available to us so that none of this new non-power infrastructure and logistics become NPA in future. With this, I would like to assure all the investors that REC is committed to keep this growth trajectory of 20% in our asset under management. And with your support and guidance, we are committed to take REC to a new height. Thank you so much. Now I'll request our Director of Finance to make a brief presentation on our financial results of Q3.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Next. Next. Yeah, so REC journey from we were born in 1969, and since then we have, grown. We are the first Indian PSU to issue USD green bonds, And we were also conferred with the Maharatna status in 2022. Nodal agency for very important government programs like DDU, JJY, Saubhagya, and RDSS. Last year, in 2023, we made a largest green bond issuance of USD 750 million. And we also recently issued the first PSU to have Japanese yen bond issuance. Next. So these are the key strengths, highest domestic rating and sovereign rating at par, nodal agency, experienced management team, strong fundamentals, Maharatna company, diversified asset base, healthy asset quality, and we occupy strategic position in the growth and development of the power sector. So lots of awards and accolades. We were awarded the Golden Peacock Award for risk management and also for corporate governance by the Institute of Directors, London. Recently, ICAI has awarded us the best financial reporting, the best company in the financial services sector. In the Fortune 500, we ranked 53rd. So Maharatna company, it gives us greater operational financial autonomy and also allows us strategic investments by incorporating JVs. This is the highest ranked, Maharatna is the highest rank among the PSUs and total 13 PSUs. Yeah. Total of 13 PSUs have been accorded this status so far. Yeah, next. So we last year we got the shareholders' approval for foraying into the infrastructure. So now we are funding to, apart from power, we are also funding to health, steel, IT infra, roads and highways, metro, port, waterways, airport, oil refinery, etc. So we are the trusted arm of the Government of India. We were the nodal agency, as I've told you, for DDU GJY, very important program for village electrification, and then for 100% household electrification, which is Saubhagya. We are also, along with PFC, we are the nodal agency for RDSS scheme, which is the for reform of the distribution sector, which is yielding very good results as of now, with the AT&C losses having come down to almost 15% now. Now the Government of India has recently announced, the Honorable Prime Minister has recently announced the Suryodaya scheme of rooftop solar program, and as our CMD mentioned, that we have been appointed as the nodal agency for this important program. So EPS is 50.65, book value of 246.04 in the calendar year 23. As you know, probably in the mid-cap segment, we were the highest wealth creator for the investors. FPI holds around 20.6% in our portfolio. So they have consistently held more than 20% in RS's share since IPO. Yeah. So dividend yield, if you see, we are 126% we gave out in 2023 so far, and we have already declared 6.5 per share. Generally, we maintain 30% of our profit as dividend. Go ahead. So, okay, on operational performance, our sanctions have grown to 3,25,941 crores from 2,68,461 crores in FY 12 months ending FY23. Okay. Disbursements Last year we achieved 96,846 crores. This year, by November itself, we had crossed 1 lakh crores, and currently at the end of December 23, we are at 1,22,089 crores. Outstanding loans, our 4,97,466 crores outstanding loan currently, from 4,35,012 as of the end of March 2023. So we have a pan-India presence. Our lending is largely to the state and joint sector, close to 90%, and private sector borrowers account for 47,435 crores. State-wise, if you see, Telangana is the highest state where we have highest loan outstanding, followed by Tamil Nadu, and then Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh. So these are the top 10 borrowers, all state sector borrowers, where we have never had any slippages ever. So asset quality consistently improved. No new NPAs during the last 8 quarters. Net NPA currently at 0.82% and gross NPA at 2.78%, with provision coverage of close to 70%. Most of the assets that we are resolving are giving us write-backs. And we hope that by the end of this financial year, we should be able to resolve at least 2 to 3 very big assets. Yeah. So loan portfolio, total loan of 497, out of which 13,812. We expect this to come down below 10,000 by the end of March 25. 70% provisioning coverage. 12,297 crores are in NCLT, 13 projects with 74% provision, and 3 projects are outside NCLT being resolved with a total amount of 1,514 crores. Yeah. So credit rating, AAA by all the 4 major rating agencies. And internationally, we are rated at par with the sovereign, Baa3 by Moody's and BBB minus by Fitch. This year, we also took the Japanese credit rating, which has given us BBB plus rating. Outstanding borrowings, corporate bonds constitute around 41% of our total borrowing at 1,75,782 crores now. Foreign currency borrowing, which is at 21%, is 91,627 crores, and 98% of these foreign currency borrowings are hedged. Capital gain bonds at 41,132 crores constitute around 9%. The rest are, bank loans at 87,185, which is around 20%. This quarter, we raised a total of 39,577 crores. And last year, we had raised 86,884 crores. Total in this 9-month period, we have raised 1,19,462 crores. Yeah. So these are some of the highlights. Total income at 34,571 crores as of the end of December 23, 19% increase year on year. Net profit stands at 10,003 crores, 24% increase year on year. Total comprehensive income at 9,880 crores, 53% increase year on year. Loan book 4.97 lakh crore, 21% increase year on year. Asset quality, net credit impaired asset at 0.82%. Net worth now have gone up to 64,787 crores, up 18% year on year, and capital adequacy at very comfortable 28.21%. So take. Yeah, some of the key ratios, if you see, our yield as of the end of December 23 is 10.13, cost of funds at 7.28. So interest spread is, this is for the Q3. Interest spread is 2.85 and net interest margin 3.61. But if you look at the 12-month, 9-month period of FY24, yield is 9.98 and cost of funds having come down to 7.16%, giving us spread of 2.82 and NIM of 3.52%. So we had stated, earlier that we'd like to have our NIM at around 3.5. So this quarter we have achieved that. Our return on net worth is 21.78%, interest coverage ratio at 1.57, and debt equity ratio at 6.65. So thank you very much. And
now we are open for questions. Yeah.
Thank you, Vivek sir and the team for your opening remarks. We'll now open the floor for Q&A. Anyone having a question, please press raise hand icon. Your line will be unmuted. To ask a question, please click raise hand icon. Participant, if you have any question, please click raise hand icon.
Yes, some people have already raised their hand. You can invite them one by one. I can see Shreya Shivani, CLSA. She can unmute and she may ask the question.
Balaji, you can unmute yourself. Your line is now unlocked.
Sir, thank you very much. I really thank the management and the key employees of REC for delivering good returns for the investors. My first question is that, as in power sectors, you're doing really well. But since you are diversifying to other sectors, how you are going to manage a risk, especially from the NPA perspective? That's my question, sir.
Yeah, you raised a very valid question. That was uppermost in our mind when Ministry of Power allowed us to diversify into non-power infrastructure and logistics in the month of October 2022. So we were a bit cautious, and initially we sanctioned only those infrastructure logistics projects we were supported by the state government guarantee, like MMRDA metro project was supported by the state government guarantee. Then we sanctioned MSRDC project, Mumbai-Pune Expressway, that was also supported by the state government guarantee. In the meantime, in the last 1 year, we have enhanced our manpower. We have taken experts from infrastructure and logistics sector who are expert in different road sector, railway sector, those who are expert in the refinery, E&M component, airports, ports, etc. So on the one hand, we have enhanced our expert manpower, and we also strengthened our entity appraisal and project appraisal. And in non-power infrastructure and logistics, we are targeting only good asset quality so that they do not become NPA in future. And we are ensuring that we should finance only those infrastructure logistics projects which are supported by the revenue cash flow, and there is payment security mechanism available to us so that this project do not become NPA in near future. And because you might have observed that last 8 quarters, not a single NPA has been added into our kitty, and we are quite conscious that no new NPA should come into our books. That's why we are taking all the carrying out due diligence with strict entity and project appraisal so that only good asset quality with assured revenue cash flow are financed by REC.
Thank you, sir. My second question is related to your loan asset under management by 2030. You mentioned your target is 10 lakhs, but do you think that 12 to 13 lakhs of is possible by 2030?
Yes, you might have seen that at the beginning of financial 2022-23, our asset under management was 3,85,000 crore. And by the end of March 2024, our asset under management will grow to more than 5,15,000 crore. So in 2 years, you have seen that about 1,30,000 crore asset under management has been added. And since why I am confident, why our asset under management will exceed 10 lakh crore. In fact, we'll be able to achieve asset under management of 10 lakh crore earlier than 2030. Perhaps we might achieve it 2028, 29 itself. Two significant development has happened. I had mentioned during the interaction with the investor after Q2 results also that in July we had carried out one Green Finance Summit at Goa on the sideline of G20 Energy Transition Working Group meeting. There we had signed MOUs with the project developers, technology providers, OEMs, pertaining to renewable energy sector and also electric vehicle ecosystem. We were able to sign MOUs worth 2,86,000 crore, and out of this 2,86,000 crore, which MOU which we had sanctioned, we are already sanctioned in last 6 months. We already sanctioned project more than 1 lakh crore, and I'm quite confident that this 2,86,000 crore would get sanctioned in next 1.5 years. By the mid 2025, we'll be able to sanction all these projects. And since you know that disbursement does take some time, whatever project we are sanctioning, the entire disbursement will happen in next 2 to 3 years in the renewable energy project. Similarly, non-power infrastructure and logistics also, last year we had sanctioned 85,000 crore, and this year we are targeting that will touch about 1 lakh crore from non-power infrastructure and logistics also. And plus, power sector itself is, the power demand is increasing significantly. Government of India has decided that they'll go for capacity addition of 80,000 megawatt capacity for coal-based thermal power plant. This is coming mostly in central and state sector. Very few private sector projects are coming up. They are also there. So we are committed to finance this coal-based thermal power plant. And distribution sector, we are implementing agency as a nodal agency for revamped distribution sector scheme in respect of 16 states and 32 distribution companies. The RDSS has an outlay of 3,03,000 crore, and with Government of India grant of about 97,000 crore. This in last 1.5 years, a lot of development has taken in distribution sector. The introduction of late payment surcharge scheme by Government of India has really improved the situation. The dues of the GENCOs and transmission companies are being paid on time. The government department dues are getting cleared. There is fixed trajectory committed by the DISCOM with the support of the state cabinet. They are adhering to the trajectory committed under RDSS. They are clearing the legacy subsidy dues in a systematic manner. And with regard to the current subsidy, they are paying subsidy, quarterly subsidy in advance. For Q4, subsidy has already been paid in Q3. So that's how systems are improving in distribution sector. And AT&C losses have come down significantly by about 5%, from 22% to 17%. AT&C losses were reduced. So distribution sector is also looking up. And with regard to transmission, since we are targeting installation of 500 gigawatt capacity from non-fossil fuel sources, it will also require associated transmission system for evacuation of this renewable energy. So there is a huge potential for transmission sector. That's why we are quite bullish on this, the outlook of the power sector, particularly in renewable energy sphere, as well as non-power infrastructure and logistics also.
Balaji, can I request you to come back to the queue? Next, we will take Shreya Shivani from CLSA. Please go ahead. Shreya, please unmute your line.
She has mentioned that she is not able to unmute. Could you please help her in unmuting? Could you please enable those who have raised their hand turn by turn? They can unmute themselves.
Yeah, in the meanwhile, let me come back to Shreya. In the meanwhile, Bhavesh, can you go ahead with your question?
Sure,
Yeah,
please.
sure.
Thank you.
Website.
Website में देखिए ना।
And first of all, congratulations to the great set of numbers as well as wonderful performance. Appreciate the hard work and helping the country get better. I have a couple of questions. Number one, can you share the improvement or the current numbers in terms of return on asset? Because since we are a financing company, it will be great to have that, and I'm probably missing that number in this quarterly numbers. And the second part is around we see that in terms of the performance Q on Q, probably we have not done as well as last quarter. Is this kind of a lumpy business and we should see year on year, or is there a reason for that? And lastly, assuming that you have not given dividend this quarter and you're continuing with the dividend policy of around 30% of overall profit or so, probably at the final dividend it'll get accounted for. So those are the questions. Thank you for taking this and giving the opportunity.
Thank you, Bhavesh. Let me address that Q2 versus Q3. Actually, in Q2, we had made reversal of expected credit loss to the tune about 508 crore, and they were reversal. Total was 670 crore. That reversal had happened in Q2. If we discount that reversal on account of expected credit loss, the effective PAT for Q2 was about 3,103 crore, and in Q3 the PAT has increased to 3,269 crore. So, with regard to return on investment, request. Yeah.
As far as the return on assets is concerned, it's about 2.8%.
Okay, great. Great, thank you.
With regard to dividend, I would like to clarify that we are committed that 5% of net worth or 30% of PAT, whichever is higher, we are committed as per the guideline issued by DIPA. Some interim dividend will be issued in the current financial year, and final dividend will also be there. So we are committed that 5% of net worth or 30% of PAT, whichever is higher, that we are committed to give dividend. There will be absolutely no doubt about that.
Thank you and all the best. Appreciate this.
Thank you, Bhavesh.
We'll take next from Shreya. Please go ahead. Shreya, your line is unlocked. Please unmute yourself and go ahead.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay. Really sorry for this technical issue, and congratulations on a good set of numbers. I have three questions. First is on the loan growth. While it's great to see a good growth in the renewable and even the generation segment, within the discoms distribution segment, can you help us understand this RPBF line item that has grown quite a bit this year? This line item had zero loan book in FY22, so that will help us understand what's going on here. What's the tenure of these loans? Which segment? What is it about? I understand it's for the distribution segment. Second, sir, on the assets that have gotten resolved, as far as I remember reading a media article where it was mentioned that Dance Energy will probably be a 100% recovery project. project. So can you help us understand how much recoveries we've made in Meenakshi and Classic Global? It seems like that the write-offs have been higher in these two projects. And so my third question is, recently RBI had released these draft guidelines for government NBFCs that you guys will be brought under scale-based regulation, and the exposure norms will be applicable for you. Now you give out loans to certain states or certain states discoms which are a part of LPS, and also clearly your exposure norms will get flouted. So what will be the impact on you, and how should we read into that regulation? Those are my three questions. Thank you.
I'll request our director project, he'll address about this RBPR, revolving bill payment facility. Thereafter, Director Finance will take up. And with regard to RBI guidelines also, Director Finance will address this question.
So RBPF is revolving bill payment facility, madam. Actually, in fact, when Government of India has introduced the scheme of late payment surcharge on 3rd June, which was effective 3rd June, so there were two requirements for the utility. One was to liquidate the legacy dues, which was close to 1,39,000 as on 3rd June 2023, which has of course now come down to 60,000. There was another requirement, 3rd June 2022, and there was another requirement of continuously clearing the current bills of the Gencos. So legacy dues, I mean, there was one loan product for legacy dues, and for current payment dues, we had introduced this RBPF, revolving bill payment facility. Now this facility is actually only for a period of 1 year, and it is revolvable. I mean, a utility like a cash credit facility by the bank can draw the facility and pay back without any implication of prepayment premium. And this facility can be renewed after 1 year, subject to satisfactory repayment and other things in the facility. So over to you.
So just to follow up on that, so the RBPF and LPS line item together, those two line items should be considered as part of the same scheme which was launched by government last year, right?
Yeah. Yes.
That's correct, right? Yeah,
Yes,
because I could see that in LPS you have sanctioned about 72,000 crores, but your disbursals in LPS segment has only been cumulatively been 38. So I should also count the RPBF disbursals. Then only I'll be able to come to this sanction. Is that correct?
So LPS sanction was for the legacy dues, and using LPS, the DISCOM can draw that facility and liquidate legacy dues prior to 3rd June. Whereas under RBPF, any current dues subsequent to 3rd June, if utility is actually taking power from a Genco and then current bills are required to be paid, for that particular payment, RBPF can be used. So RBPF is only for current and not for legacy. LPS is for legacy and not for current dues.
Tenure also there is difference. The LPS loan that we are given, maximum tenure is 4 years. Some of the discoms have opted for 48 equated monthly installment. Some of them have even opted for lower. Some of them will be clearing this LPS loan within a period of 3 years also. The RBPF, revolving bill payment facility loan, is short-term loan. It is tenure is less than 1 year, and repayments are happening within a period of 6 months also. Now, with regard to stress asset, particularly resolution on Dance Energy, Meenakshi Energy, you can give the figures.
Yeah. So on Dance Energy, we have, of course, as you said, we have recovered 100% plus some interest. So this asset now has been restructured with PPAs available. So this has been resolved fully and without any haircuts. Meenakshi Energy our exposure was 710 crores, where the recovery has been to the tune of 30%. So there, the write-off, our provisioning was around 80%. So there has been a write-back of 71 crores of rupees. Classic Global is a small case of only 3 crores of loan, and we have recovered 86% in this case.
As far as gas energy is concerned, the total outstanding was 366.88, and we have recorded 415.98. So there is the excess recovery of 49.10, 113%.
Got it. And sir, in Meenakshi, your loan outstanding was 7 billion, right?
Yeah.
10.84 crores.
Okay, okay. 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 And on my the RBI regulations.
RBI guidelines, you see, we even if we are put in the large borrower framework, there isn't going to be much of a challenge because we are already complying with the exposure norms of RBI. So we are fully compliant with all the provisions of RBI with regard to the upper layer. Currently, although as based on our balance sheet, we are in the upper layer, but because we are a government-owned entity, we are in the medium layer. We have been put in the medium layer. So, but even if it is in the upper layer, we have no challenge.
So, we can go for next question.
Obviously cross the 25% limit.
25% limit.
There's an exposure norm, right? You cannot, to a single borrower, you cannot have more than a certain percentage. So that will get crossed, right? So
No, that will not get crossed. For an infrastructure finance company like RAC, the limit is 30%. So we are fully compliant with this. For an individual borrower, we have not crossed 30% of the exposure. And for a group of borrowers, it is 50%. So that also we are complying fully. So there is no issue on that.
okay, sir, this is useful. This answers all my questions. Thank you.
Thanks. We'll move to next participant. Jigar Jani, you can unmute yourself and go ahead with the question.
And congratulations on a great set of numbers. Just wanted to know, you mentioned that there are 3 large projects that are coming up for resolution probably by the end of the fiscal year. Could you throw some more light on which are these projects and what are the expected write-backs that we can see from these projects? That is number 1. And second, what would be our target in terms of loan growth, say for FY25, considering we are sitting on a very strong sanction book and all the projects that we are involved in? And will we have any benefits from the rooftop project that you just mentioned in terms of disbursements, or we are just an implementation agency on that front?
So
you mentioned 3. Should I answer this?
yeah. Which one? Yeah.
So regarding three major assets, in fact, there are more than 3, but three major assets. It includes TRN Energy, where our exposure is close to 1,500 crore. It also includes Bhadreshwar Power in Gujarat and Nagai Power in the state of Tamil Nadu. So those 3, and there's some development happening in case of Lanco Mercator also, where after the conclusion of first round, a resolution plan was submitted, but now there is a much better offer from 1 or 2 new persons, entities. So we are evaluating that option also, and we believe that Lanco Mercantec, for us being the largest, may also get resolved in the 4th quarter. Other question?
Regard to asset under management in FY25, we are expecting that in the current financial year, our asset under management will cross 5,10,000 or 5,15,000 crore. At FY25, we are targeting AUM about 6 lakh crore. And what was the other question?
The rooftop solar, do we?
Rooftop solar, yeah.
Yeah.
Rooftop solar, REC has been designated by Ministry of New and Renewable Energy as overall project implementing agency. Will be coordinating with the rooftop owners, distribution companies, vendors, the financing companies, In addition to that, MNRE has also identified the central public sector undertaking under Ministry of Power. 8 CPSEs have been designated. They'll be setting up their solar subsidiary, which will be taking up rooftop solar in RESCO model. For that, today in our board meeting, line of credit to the tune of about 15,000 crore to each of the CPSE subsidiary, which will be implementing rooftop solar. We are providing line of credit facility. For 8 subsidiary, the maximum amount could go up to 1,20,000 crore. As per the mandate given by MNI to us, by the year 2026, we had to make efforts to install 40,000 megawatt capacity from rooftop solar. So assuming an investment of 5 crore per megawatt, the total 5 crore to 6 crore actually. The total investment may range from 2 lakh crore to 2,40,000 crore for installation of 40,000 megawatt capacity. The subsidy amount is available for lower capacity, say 1 kilowatt to 10 kilowatt capacity. Subsidy ranges from 20% to 40%. Ministry of New and Renewable Energy is in the process of revising the subsidy structure also. Perhaps more subsidy would be given to from 1 to 3 kilowatt. They'll be taking approval of the competent authority and then soon notify. So we do see potential that rooftop solar business will also give us this certain business if we are able to finance this CPSE subsidiaries who will be working as RESCO, Renewable Energy Service Companies.
Okay, but this would be showing up in FY25 majorly, is what I will tell in that case.
1 crore is in the current calendar year.
In the current calendar year, we are targeting 1 crore household. So if we go by the lowest denomination, say only 1 kilowatt per rooftop, even then it will entail 10,000 megawatt capacity. But most of this rooftop solar will come in the denomination of 2 kilowatt or 3 kilowatt capacity. So about the total installation may happen from 10,000 megawatt to 20,000 megawatt by the calendar year 2024, by the end of December 24.
Okay, understood. And just sorry.
Yeah, most of it will come in FY25. That's correct, because in the current financial only 2 months are left. So whatever is possible in next 2 months will come. Most of it will come in FY25 only.
Right, sir. And you mentioned the exposure for TRN Energy. Could you also mention for the other 2 projects, Bhadrashwar and one more project that you mentioned?
Yeah, so Bhadrashwar, we have an exposure of 900 crores. Lanco Amarkantak is 2,300 crores. And we also have Nagai, where it is 500. Yeah, 560 crores is in Nagai. So these are the 4 which we are looking at resolving at least this year, this financial year.
Okay, understood. Thank you so much for answering my query. Best of luck.
Yeah. Thanks, Jigar. We'll take next question from Nishant sir. Nishant, please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Thank you for the opportunity and congrats on the very good set of results. Just following on from the last question, like just to be doubly clear, this rooftop solar opportunity is basically us not really lending to individual owners of the rooftops or like end retail customers. It is as this is still going to be more of a B2B kind of like loans to other companies, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect. And secondly, you mentioned like between 10,000 to 20,000 is the capacity that's getting added on this. How much does that translate to in terms of, say, AUM or disbursement opportunity?
Yeah, say assuming say 10,000 megawatt capacity gets installed. If we go by the lowest, the most conservative estimate, 10,000 megawatt will entail total investment of, if we say 5 crore per megawatt. So it will 50,000 crore. So 50,000 crore, some of it will come in the lower category where subsidy would be applicable. So if we go by the most conservative estimate, the 40% will come in the form of subsidy. So around 20,000 crore would come as subsidy. There'll be financing opportunity for 30,000, but some retail financing. Retail financing, we are not getting into retail finance. Retail financing will be done by the banks, etc. But for big vendors like CPSEs, for them will be provided. So we'll be able to finance about 15,000 to 20,000 crore from rooftop solar in the first 1 crore household.
Understood, sir. And just so I remember, this your loan growth guidance for next year is about 15-16%, right? Like from 5.15 or something trillion to 6 trillion.
Next year, as I have mentioned, that current financial year, we are targeting our loan book will go to more than 5,10,000 crore. And next financial year, by the end of March 2025, our loan book will grow to about 6 lakh crore.
Yes, so exactly. So that's what I was asking. Like it's about 16%. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, perfect. That's it from me. Thank you so much.
Next question is from Arvind R. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Well, please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the opportunity, sir, and congratulations on the great set of numbers. And my question is on the same lines of loan growth. You mentioned about 5.15 lakh crore by the end of this year and 6 lakh crore by the end of next year. So it implies like close to 17 to 18% kind of a growth rate. I'm also looking at the disbursement numbers for this year. Out of 1.2 lakh crore, we have disbursed in this year, like in nine months, 2020-24 numbers. Half of that came from the distribution scheme itself, and most of it is more of like a one-off schemes, like where the discoms, need financing to clear the dues. I'm just trying to understand where would the disbursements opportunity come from? Like if distribution sector is not going to contribute next year, which segment would contribute to that kind of a growth? That is my first question. And my second question, beyond like margins, yields have improved and cost of funding is also like improved in the current quarter, like in comparison to the last quarter. Where do you see yields and cost of funds to settle like for the next few quarters? Do you expect any increase in cost of funds due to market situation or anything else? Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to take this question. I'll just first take the margin. Then I'll take this disbursement profile. Let me ask very valid question. Current year, our disbursement up to end of 9 months was 1,22,000 crore. And this year we are targeting that will touch about 1,50,000 crore. You are quite right that LPS and RBPF will not be much significant in the next financial year. But next year, what will happen that renewable energy project that we have sanctioned, their disbursement are going to pick up actually. This year, not much disbursement has happened, but next year from renewable energy segment and non-power infrastructure losses, not huge disbursement will happen from these two sectors. Plus conventional generation that we have now, it is being expedited. Ministry of Power is closely monitoring this coal-based thermal power plant. Those are in the pipeline. They are to be commissioned. There also quite significant disbursement will happen. Then RDSS, Revamped Distribution Sector Scheme. What is going to happen is that the result evaluation framework is quite tight. So some of the states which will not be able to clear this result evaluation framework because the work has already commenced, they'll require funding. If they are not getting government regard, they'll seek loan from REC and PFC to continue the work. And once they are able to qualify for REF, then only they'll be able to claim amount from the government of India. So we hope that we'll be able to maintain this growth trajectory of disbursement in the next financial year as well. Now you can go about the margins.
On the
So
margin,
just as a clarification, so you're saying like 1.5 lakh crore kind of disbursements is possible even next year, you're saying?
Yes, yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Yeah.
Definitely. Next year, more than 1.5 lakh actually we are targeting. It should cross more than 1.5 lakh crore next financial year also.
Sure, sir. Sure.
so regarding margins, our cost of funds have actually slightly come down in spite of the, all the elevated market, etc. So we feel that, now that the going forward, the interest rate scenario may soften a bit. And so therefore our cost of funding will effectively come down. We have, employed very borrowing mix of 54 EC capital gain tax exemption bonds and ECB to the full extent, because where we get better rates than the domestic market rate. The domestic market is slightly elevated. We expect that going forward, this should also soften. So therefore, we believe that the reduced cost of funding will definitely give us better margins.
Anything on yield on advances, sir? Like, do you see any improvement in that case?
Yield is currently at 9.98. We believe that the yield will remain like that because, we are very conscious of the asset quality and we are dealing with generally A-rated companies only. And therefore, we don't see much prospect, and particularly because our push will be on renewable energy, where our rates are slightly lower as compared to the other segment. So yield may not rise, but we can improve upon our margins by reducing the cost of funds. So there our efforts will go.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Arvind. We'll take a next question from the caller, user 22. Can you please unmute yourself and identify yourself? Since there is no response, we'll move to Ashwini Agarwala. Ashwini, please unmute yourself.
Good evening, sir. Just a couple of questions here. When we say 1 crore households, we are targeting 10,000 megawatts. So there will be a company to whom you will give loan, and that company will install solar panels on all these 1 crore buildings or 1 crore households, right? Is that the thought process?
No, I'll tell you, there are multiple stakeholders in this entire rooftop solar scheme. It is up to the owner of the rooftop to decide. There'll be multiple options available to him. There'll be, say, for each of the rooftop owner, there'll be 20, 30 vendors would be there who will be willing to provide. He has to select whichever vendor is available in his area who can provide better quality. And CPSEs will also be there. CPSEs will also be there as one of the vendors. So it will be entirely up to the rooftop owner, depending whether he wants to avail the subsidy or not. Because the state electricity regulatory commissions have allowed different tariffs. If a owner is availing subsidy, so they give net metering tariff about, say, 2.5 to 3 rupee per unit. But if one is not availing subsidy, they give a net metering tariff about 4.5 rupee. So depending on this tariff structure, the owner will take a call whether he would like to avail the subsidy, and then he'll also take a call whether to avail this loan or pay upfront from them, or he'll also have the option. If he's not willing to put in his money, he can ask the central publicity undertaking to put in install this solar rooftop, and they'll get some rental, roof rental they'll get on that account, and their bill will also get reduced. So depending on that, what we are targeting, with regard to financing, we are not targeting the retail business. That would be done by the banks, etc. If some vendor as aggregator comes like CPSE, if they are aggregating the demand and they have to install say 1,000 roof or 5,000 roofs, only those aggregated vendors will be able to finance.
Thank you, Ashwini. Oh, you have any question? Please go ahead.
I've got more questions. So, sir, what is the area required for installing 1 megawatt or half a megawatt capacity?
No, we are not talking about 1 megawatt or half megawatt. Actually, rooftop solar starts with 1 kilowatt. For 2 kilowatt, about 100 square feet is sufficient, isn't it?
100 square feet of clean area or a flat area is required.
Yeah, exactly. And for if 1 megawatt capacity, we are talking in the ground mounted, about 3 to 4 acre would be required.
So now for targeting 10,000 megawatt, I think multiple, for quite a few lakh square feet of area would be required. Do you think it is really possible to gather so much unanimity in terms of decision making where there are big societies or 20, 30 people living in a single society to come at a single point of thought process? Let's have a solar panel on our society. Let's invest some amount. And who will take care of any problems which occurs on the terrace or something? From my point of view, it's a far-fetched idea, and getting 1 crore households doing this entire thing in 1 year itself. Do we have the necessary infrastructure of CPSC, vendors, everything at place in all the metropolitan cities and other places that this can go in 1 single year?
Yeah, you are rightly pointed out. It is a quite complex exercise. It is not that simple. It is not necessary that in an area, every rooftop owner will agree to install rooftop solar. It is not likely to happen. And if some societies are there, then Resident Welfare Association, RWAs, will be able to claim subsidy. So it is going to be a very complex size, and it requires a lot of IC activity, awareness campaign like MNRE has requested the state government to identify certain cities like Uttar Pradesh. They have identified Varanasi. Varanasi, they have taken up in a mission mode that they'll be installing 25,000 rooftop solar in next 2 to 3 months. That is being taken as a pilot project, which is being done in mission mode. Then all the state governments have been requested to identify the cities, because initially MNRE feels that this will be taken up in the cities urban conglomeration. So each of the state governments are identifying the city, and they'll be taking in a mission mode actually. So each city we are targeting about 25,000 to 50,000 depending on the size of the city. That's how this aggregation will happen.
I get the point, sir. Now, sir, do you want to recalibrate that you will be able to finance 1 crore households or 10,000 megawatt of this solar panels in FY25, or you still stick to that number?
Yeah, let me clarify that. Other than this residential building, there is another scope, that is government department and commercial establishment. That is the segment we are targeting. For that, there is no subsidy amount involved. So there, CPSEs are going to play a big role. Suppose state government of Uttar Pradesh decide to populate their government building in, say, Lucknow, Kanpur, Varanasi, it will be given in one go, and the financing, the CPSs will take it in a RESCO model. Similarly, commercial establishment. So we are not targeting a retail business. Retail business or financing opportunities, we are not. There our role is only that of coordinator. There we are not looking for financing opportunities. That retail financing will be done by the banks and the small NBFCs.
And so when we are saying that we will disburse 1,50,000 crores next year, so roughly we can say 20,000 megawatts we will be financing next year. Is that the amount we are looking, or is that the amount of project or the amount of power we are looking to finance next year?
No, 1,50,000 crore that we are targeting for disbursement, there we are not accounted for rooftop solar. Without rooftop solar is 1,50,000 crore.
Without rooftop solar. I'm talking about renewable energy.
Yeah,
Motor
renewable energy, as I have mentioned, we had signed MOU worth 2,86,000 crore in the month of July 2023. Out of this 2,86,000 MOU, we have already sanctioned project worth 1 lakh crore. Another 50-60,000 crore will be sanctioned in next 3 to 4 months. And entire sanction of 2,86,000 crore will happen in FY25. So once this, and we are also taking up the state sector hydro project. Today, our board has approved certain hydro projects which are being implemented by SJVNL. So those renewable energy projects that we have sanctioned last year in FY22, FY23, and FY24, their disbursement are going to ramp up because renewable energy projects have short gestation period. They seek disbursement within a period of 2 to 3 years. All the disbursement happen. That's how we are targeting that major disbursement will come in FY25 from the project which we have already sanctioned in last 2 years.
So what's the total sanction of hydropower at the state level?
उसका breakup है अभी ना?
So hydropower, I mean, not only hydropower, sir, but we are counting the entire renewable
please.
thing, and which includes, of course, solar, wind, hybrid, PSPs, and of course, hydro also. So this year we have done 1,25,000 crore till December. And we intend to do roughly 1,75,000 crore by end of this financial year. Means another 50,000 crore will be sanctioned. Of this, approximately 12,000 crore is already sanctioned.
Okay.
So another 40,000. So we have a good book of RE projects now available with us.
So I'm just trying to understand. So this 175 plus another 2 lakh, 375, this sanction will be disbursed in how many years?
So now this 175 has hydro, it has PSP. Now hydro project takes roughly 4 to 5 years to complete. PSP takes 2 to 3 years to complete. Solar will take 1 to 1.5 years to complete. Wind will take 1.5 to 2 years to complete. But the major portion of expenditure for these projects is likely to happen maybe in next financial year out of what we have sanctioned this year.
So, okay, we can assume कि इस 2 लाख करोड़ में से 2.5 लाख करोड़ में से 2 लाख करोड़ में से 70-80 हजार disbursement comes in next year.
Yes, that's correct.
What about the rest?
If not 70-80, at least 60 to 70.
Yeah, 60-70. What about the rest, which we have signed till 125-150 right now, and will complete to 250 by next year?
So as we speak, we have a order book of what we sanctioned not only this year, sir, but last year, last year. The project that we sanctioned, say 5 years back, the disbursements are going on in those projects even now. So thermal projects that we sanctioned today, we have a total 16,000 megawatt of thermal projects which are undergoing construction. So I'm just giving an example. Likewise, we have some distribution scheme. Another big area is RDSS, where we have sanctioned projects in this particular financial year, and major disbursement will happen next year. So likewise, there are many. I mean, similarly, transmission projects also. Now we have sanctioned.
Ashwini, can I request you come back to the queue? There are a lot of people waiting.
Okay.
Thank you. Time, I request participant to just ask one question each. We'll take Tej Patel. Please unmute yourself.
Thanks for the opportunity. Sir, since we knew that 40% of your outstanding order book is to these discoms, right? And so I know the numbers are improving and the financial health of the discoms are improving. But I want to get an idea of what are your arrangements with these discoms that makes you believe that these assets are safe. For example, your largest lender, which is the Tamil Nadu Discom, right, which accounts for, I guess, 30% of your total outstanding borrowing, has 40,000 crore losses, right? So just wanted to kind of get an idea of what arrangements do you have with these discoms that makes these assets safe? Hello?
So, yeah. So for Discom, if you carefully examine that whatever lending we have done, it is on account of 3 things. One is capex, major things. One is CapEx, some CapEx program of the DISCOM. Second is LPS, which has happened in this year. And third is RBPF also to a large extent. There are a few other things we are giving some other short-term advances, but those are not that significant. Now, CapEx are supported by the cash flow that the DISCOM gets through ARR. So there is absolutely no worry on that side. And entire funding of LPS as well as RBPF is secured by way of government guarantee. So we have not given this particular advance to any of the DISCOM without additional collateral of government guarantee. So wherever there is a government guarantee, I mean, we believe that there is a certainty of debt servicing, and therefore we draw comfort out of that proposition, sir.
So just to add, to add to what our director projects have stated, you mentioned about TANGEDCO. So TANGEDCO, yes, they did not revise their tariff for a very, very long time, but operationally it's a very good project. Now, you know, I being the nominee director in that project, in that company, you know, government of Tamil Nadu has undertaken to take over all their losses every year. So this year they are taking over around 70,000 crores of losses from the company. So this way, you know, they are planning to, and subsidies are all now coming on time. The tariff, multi-year tariff revision has happened. Now, you know, they have automatic tariff increase every year, and that of course in true up any increase or decrease. Subsidies, government department dues are all coming on time. So, you know, the story of DISCOMs have changed significantly in the last 1 or 2 years after this RDSS scheme has come and the LPS scheme, under which, you know, now all the DISCOMs are giving their subsidies on time. You know, tariff revisions are happening almost in 95% of the cases. So major improvement has taken place. Now with the smart metering that is going on, around 95% of the collection will be I mean, sort of assured. So we believe that going forward, these DISCOMs will turn viable, you know, very soon. They are in fact now also they are viable, most of them, but whatever the stress is there, that will also go away.
Next, we'll take N. Modi. Please.
Can I, you know, have one more question?
Sorry, I'm very sorry for that because a lot of participants and we are running out of time.
Okay.
Yes, I am N. Modi. Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Just I wanted to know by doing this work of implementing agency, do we get any fees or professional income something? Do we derive?
Yeah, but 0.4, 0.5.
So we do get fees, like in case of other programs that we handled as nodal agency, Deen Dayal Upadhyay and Saubhagya, we got a very handsome fees that adequately covers all our expenses.
Right. Sir, other thing, you have entered into one MOU with RBNL that we have not announced, sir. That was a quite big amount. RBNL has announced in their website.
In the RVNL is implementing major rail stock, rolling stock, and other projects.
Yes,
we
sir.
had strategically entered into MOU for an amount of 55,000 crores, 35,000 crores to be implementable in the next 3 years that we are working out.
Okay, sir.
Modi, we'll take a next question from Mr. Yash.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Unmute yourself.
I hope you can hear me. Hello.
Audible, please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity, and my congratulations to you all. I just want one clarification while most of the things are already discussed. When you see the quarter-on-quarter performance on headline, it's looking softer, but if you take out the impairment, then it is, it's much better. Just want one clarification, on your slide when you show that quarter on quarter, your asset quality has improved, in fact, compared to the last quarter also. Then why this cost is there, and and what is your forecast looking like for next quarter on this particular line item? Because I'm trying to also correlate that with the notes of accounts, where in 9 months there seems to be a reversal of 1151 crore, but it's not showing in the P&L.
So last quarter, we had reversed around 650 crores, 670 crores. That was, during the pandemic period, we had made certain provisioning on standard asset. Now, RBI mandates that we should create a minimum provision of 40 bips. Even today, as we speak, our provisioning is close to 70.4 bips. So we are well above the RBI target. But last quarter, because the health of the distribution companies have improved, the power sector in general was showing positive signs. So we thought we will reverse this provisioning of 670 crore, which was created during the pandemic, and the pandemic being behind us. So that was the reason why we did it. This year,
So you are saying it is not a standard provisioning, it was one-off reversal?
Yeah, it is a one-off reversal, which was created in a particular situation, and now the situation having not been existing, so we reversed it.
I know, and some clarification. So, like, when you say that quarter on quarter the asset quality is improved, then why there is a cost in this quarter? And when you say that next quarter also you are expecting some further resolution with the asset quality is further improving, what is the tentative forecast for the next quarter? Because this is the headline number which is impacting the performance, and that is
Actually, for the current quarter, the regular ECL which we have made on the fresh disbursements is 203 crore rupees, and there is a reversion in respect of Nagai and OPG Power of 75 crore rupees, and ECL on Meenakshi on account of resolution is 11 crore rupees, and the favorable impact on achievement of COD in respect of the AP Genco and another one more project, that is minus 83 crore rupees. And net, accordingly, we have provided for 56 crore rupees. So virtually, there was a regular ECL on fresh disbursement of 203 crore rupees, but the provision which we are required to make was only 56 crore rupees because of the certain reversal which we made in respect of the assets which were resolved.
What is your outlook for the next quarter on this particular line item?
So next quarter, some large asset, in the current quarter, some large asset where our exposure is high, and the expected recovery is also, now we believe that it is going to be high. So it is expected to be, I think, on much higher side than the Q3.
No, on a higher side, you are saying reversal or the provision?
Yes, reversal.
Reversal. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thanks.
We'll take the next question from Sweta Dattadar. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for the opportunity. So just one clarification on the rooftop scheme. So in the rooftop solar scheme, you mentioned that there is 30,000 odd crores opportunity. This is after knocking off subsidies, right? And if these are set up under RESCO model, so we'll be financing largely the project developers. So is my understanding correct?
Yes, you understand.
Your understanding is perfectly correct. We are, after knocking off the subsidy, then this retail customer would be there who will be availing loan from the small bank. We are targeting only this aggregator vendors, including CPSEs, who will be carrying out this rooftop solar on RESCO model. So from that, we are expecting some business to come to the tune of about 15,000 to 20,000 crore loan they might take.
Right. Understood. So one more clarification. So to one of the earlier questions, you mentioned that you are already complying with the RBI norms of single borrower exposure of 30%. But I believe that RBI sort of came up with these norms or highlighted perhaps to you 1 or 2 years ago. So there might be certain legacy assets, right, in your portfolio which already might be exposed over 30,000. So is there a sort of a rundown there, or if there are repayments happening, so how would that those adjustments happen? Thank you.
No. I mean, even taking into account the legacy outstanding dues, we are perfectly in compliance with the RBI norms of 30%. Of course, RBI allows government guaranteed loans to be shifted to the government. So therefore, that much leeway RBI provides and therefore, considering the government guaranteed loans, we are perfectly in compliance with the RBI norms, taking into account all our outstanding.
That explains, sir. Thank you.
We'll take the last question from Anand. Please go ahead. Sorry, Anand, I think his line has dropped. So we can take one last question from Rahul. Rahul, please go ahead.
Hello.
Good evening, gentlemen. Actually, I wanted to know your stance on the rooftop solar program. So basically, is our stance aggressive? And also, could you kindly provide me with an approximate tenure for the completion of this program? Thank you. Thanks a lot for the opportunity.
For the current calendar year, up to December 2024, target being given is 1 crore household. And up to March 2026, we had to install capacity, they have indicated capacity of 40 gigawatt, that is 40,000 megawatt capacity has to be installed by the end of March 2026. Here, there are two components. One is residential household plus government building, commercial establishment, all encompassing, it will be 40 gigawatt capacity by the year 2026. But for the current year, mainly it is being targeted to cover 1 crore rooftops.
Right, sir. So is our stance aggressive on that part?
No, this MNRE has made calculation based on the feedback received from the state, because this exercise has been going on for last 2 months actually. To be frank with you, MNRE has been in touch with the state government. They had taken the concern of distribution company. They had certain issues pertaining to net metering, etc. So they are addressing the concerns of distribution companies. Now, DISCOMs are on board for this rooftop solar. And MNRE had asked the state governments to identify the focus cities. So each of the states have identified 4 or 5 cities in the order of priority, and each city they are taking minimum 25,000 rooftop solar. For example, I told you Varanasi, Madhya Pradesh has identified Indore, Bhopal, Ujjain. So, similarly, all the states have identified their priority cities where minimum target that they are looking for in the urban conglomerate is minimum 25,000 rooftop solar. So we hope that based on a realistic assessment made by MNRE, this target of 1 crore household has been given.
Right, sir. Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you. Thank you, Rahul. With that, we conclude the Q&A session. So I would like to thank the entire management team of REC Limited for taking time out and patiently answering all the questions. Thank you, sir, and have a good day.
investors and analysts for your patience and for very profound questions. And we are enlightened, and we hope that we'll be bringing you a better result in Q4. And as committed to you, FY25 is going to be better than FY24. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.